Hey guys, it's Melanie here from Christian YA Books and More, and today I'm bringing you guys a book review. I was requested to do this. I actually reached out to you guys to see if you guys wanted me to do these reviews. I'd like to feature a few books on here, and I just wanted to kind of test the waters if you guys are actually interested in these. They don't get as much people interested in them, so I really just wanted to make sure I was giving you guys content that you actually wanted. And this was a yes from the majority of you guys, so I was really excited about that. And today I'm going to be bringing you guys The Princess Academy by Shannon Hale. I think that's what her name is. Here's the beautiful cover. I really love the graphics in this book, just like right off the bat. It's just really very cool. I love the Disney kind of feel to it, and I just really thought this was a really cool book. I saw it actually at work, and I saw it and I was like, oh wow, I've never seen this book before, and so I decided to check it out. Wanted to see if it was a clean read, something I can recommend at my library, and sure enough, it was a superb middle grade book. I was extremely excited to read this because it had like a Melanie Dickinson, yet something more to it, like a Disney sort of feel, but yet still kind of historical fiction, and yet kind of stuck within that middle grade, not so much young adult, but middle grade sort of book. I was really excited to read this, and I wasn't disappointed at all. So we follow Miri. She is a stone quarry daughter. Her dad, Pa, he works in the stone quarry. They are in Mount Eskel, and they're kind of a community all on their own and kind of on the outskirts of this kingdom. And this kingdom has a king and a prince, and the prince needs to get married, and he's kind of in the 18 age range, and she's quite younger, 15-ish, and so I was like, oh, I wonder how this is gonna go. Being a middle grade book, it turned out really well in the end. But I just want to say I really loved the characters in this book. I loved how the author gave them each their own kind of story, own voice, and especially between her and her old friend Petter, as well as the new friend she gets in this book named Britta. I loved her character, Britta. She's kind of a outskirts kind of girl, and she is just a really nice add-on to this. You don't learn as much about her until later on. Now, they get chosen, Mount Eskel's inhabitants get chosen to be one of the princesses that these prince will end up marrying. And so they do give, the reason why I really like this book is because they give respect, and of course it's historical. In this time frame, God was a very big part of the town, the environment, their daily lives, and this author really portrayed that, and I was really happy with that. Shannon Hale did such an amazing job at this. She gave respect to what she called the creator God, and she also, like, they had rest day, they had a life surrounded in a Christian kind of walk. Now, it wasn't necessarily a personal relationship, but I kind of felt like there was little flares of it throughout the story. Even though this kind of almost borderlining fantasy, it was really neat how she kind of incorporated these things. Now, I don't know if she's a Christian or if she has a Christian worldview, but I took the little things in here and used them as applied them kind of like in a Christian way, and it was really neat. So Mount Eskel turns out to have this kind of secret language, and we follow Miri trying to learn what it is, and it's almost like a prayer. It's kind of interesting, not so much to God himself, but to other people in the community. And it was just kind of interesting to see how that developed, and I kind of was linking it towards like our own personal prayer life and kind of how that would be towards God, and it was just really interesting. Another aspect that I really liked is the fact that these characters were completely flawed, and how Miri, even though she is flawed as well, she develops these strengths and becomes a better person, because back in those days they didn't have schools, so it kind of highlighted the fact that what school would have been like, the torture they would have went through in some ways, as well as just being able to learn to read, but then having all these roadblocks. And she just, like, Shannon definitely did a really good job displaying that and just having us be able to be thankful to be able to read, to have schools and things like that. And I'm just very grateful that she brought this out. And then we learn about our antagonist, who is Olana, the headmistress in this school. She's given the task to teach these children, and she's not a very nice person. There's also a child antagonist who really wants to do a good job. Actually, I think Britta might be the girl that is the antagonist. I can't remember. There's quite a few girls in here that you just kind of are drawn to and you become very close to, and it's really sweet. There's a girl in here she becomes friends with. I think it's Britta. There's another girl in here that wants to be more. She wants to win, and there's just a bit more behind her story. And it was just really interesting to see her and how she reacted to everything. Anyways, the story ends on a beautiful note, kind of a plot twist, and it's kind of nice. Definitely written for the middle grade genre, and like it wasn't very hard to read. You could follow it really easily. But what I really loved the most about all of this is Shannon Hale's writing style. She has like a Disney sort of, she can convey in her writing a picture right away, and you really get the feel of everything, you get the story and where it's going, and you really get to know people and their experiences around them. And I also love the way she brought relationships between her father and the people in the community, her sister, just all these relationships. She did such an amazing job portraying in this story. So overall, I rate this story 5 out of 5. Shannon Hale did an incredible job, and even though it's not necessarily a very like overly Christian book, it definitely has faith elements in it because of the time period that this story was written in, and that's what I really loved. And Shannon Hale did not disrespect at all God in any sort of way, and I really appreciated what she did to make it historically relevant as well as give honor to our God, and I really appreciated that. So overall, super read, and I really enjoyed it. So that's it for my review, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know what books you'd like me to review that I have read in the past. There are certain ones that I do want to review going forward, and then there's others that I'll probably wait until I read them. Obviously I'm going to read the ones I review, but I have a certain amount that I would like to do from what I have read in the past. If you know there's a book that you're like, oh yeah, I remember that she did that book and she read that book and she really liked it and I want to see her actual review, please let me know in the comments below and I will get those to you. Otherwise, guys, happy reading. I hope you have a great day. Bye!